of Zion, and thou shalt see good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. Yea, thou shalt see thy children's children, peace upon Israel. In Yahweh's precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. That is right. First of all, we want to give honor to the Most High God, the great God that keepeth covenants and mercies for them that love him and observe his commandments. Then to his Son, who is our King, our Prince, our Savior, our Apostle, and High Priest of our profession, whom the Most High used to reconcile us back to himself. So we thank God for his Son. And then everybody that's with us, elders, mothers, brothers, sisters, children, those that are watching online, all right? And as the scripture says, all the partakers of the heavenly calling, we thank God for each and every one of you, right? All right, we're going to dive right into it today, starting off a little later than usual. We're going to go to Leviticus chapter 20. We are in Leviticus chapter 20. All right. Leviticus chapter 20. I don't think for 19, let me see what we were dealing with, some review. I think it was kind of scrambled with certain things with last chapter. He talked about not making idols for yourselves. When you are gleaning the field, to not take everything, right? You're supposed to leave some of the field, some crops and everything left over for, those that are needy or the strangers. And some other laws we had in here. How you should love your neighbor, right? So you have to, if you see them in a fault and everything, we are bound to, correct them or edify them. Okay, that is a law of ours. Always talk about gendering or mixing, fabrics. It talked about, I think it's also mixing seed might be in this one as well, like with cattle, diverse cattle. So it talked about that. And then it goes into detail lying carnally uh, with a woman that is a bondwoman, right? And what happens with that? Okay. Keep the Sabbath. Don't prostitute your daughter, right? Cuttings in the flesh, right? Not doing that. Not observing times and things of that nature, right? Dealing with sorcery and all those kind of things. That's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. We can jump into the chapter 20, and we can start doing 2 verses at a time. So chapter 20 and verse 1 and 2.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Moloch, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Moloch, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name.
We'll get to that. All right. So once again, Moses is not giving this order or directive. This is coming from Yahweh, all right? The Lord. And it says what? Thou should say to the children of Israel. Okay, so once again, these directives was what? To his people, because you'll see a lot of context talking about my people, and I gave him instructions and things of that nature. This is the things it's talking about. Okay, he did not give it like this to any other nation. Okay. Nations could know certain moral things, like you shouldn't kill, right? But when it's talking about the elaborate laws and all those kind of things, Israel had that. Right. That's why Paul is saying, what advantage have the Jew? And he said, chiefly or mainly. He said, every way. But mainly the thing is what? We have the oracles of God. What are the oracles of God? That's what we're dealing with. Okay. So whosoever he be of the children of Israel or the stranger that sojourn in Israel. All right. So yes, we have the nation and we have people that will sojourn with us. The strangers, you'll hear certain things with that. Okay. So if Israel or a stranger that sojourn in Israel that giveth any of his seed unto Moloch, all right, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. Okay, so I'm going to question the question coming up. All right, but giving the seed unto Moloch, they were giving their children over. Right, they were doing sacrifices. Right, so I'm not saying every paganist god or whatever will you go for children up for death, but that was a practice, especially for this one. Okay, that's why he's specifying it. Right, you give your seed to Moloch, you're going to do what? That will defile my sanctuary. Oh, I'm going too far ahead. I'm sorry. Give your seed to Moloch. It says he shall be put to death. So if you give your child over, you going to be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. So it's telling you what form of death they have to execute. Okay, as I said, everything matters. If the Most High is saying you got to stone him, that means you don't go and hang him for this. You have to do what he told you to do for a reason. Why do you think he has them stoning for this? What do you think the reason behind it? There could be many reasons, but we'll see stoning with a as a punishment for a couple of different things. One of the reasons. Why, why did God use stoning as a way of punishment? Why ain't just have somebody get a sword and cut the person's head off or something? Like quick, clean death. Why you do something so gruesome as stoning? What you got, Brother Kai?
Most likely because those idols was made out of, wood and stone. That's what I think.
All right. Think you trust in stones? That'll be the thing that kills you. All
Right.
right. Like that one. I like that one. Anyone else? Why you think you choose stoning? There's no particular descriptive thing that he explained, I don't believe, when it comes to stoning. All right, so it's kind of up to, Spirit to give, details and things of that nature. Brother Kai, I like the aspect Brother Kai brought. I didn't even think of that one. That's a good one as well. And also when you're dealing with stoning, right, it's something personal, right? And when I'm saying personal, as in you're now connected to that, right? You pick up the stone and you're actually casting the judgment there. Okay, it's like adultery, right? You pick up and you're supposed to stone them, right? So when you're looking at it, it's like you're not ignorant now. If you just killed somebody for doing this, you think you're gonna now offer your kid after you know what the punishment is? No. Made you partake in that so you can understand it. Okay, and also it becomes an example. Everybody know that partaking in that stoning, everybody know can't do this. We know what the punishment is, right? So it's a little attachment as well to this. Okay. And this is how we supposed to what? Put out evil amongst us. Sometimes the Most High have us going through things, right?
Mhm.
So we can build up and we understand what we're supposed to do. Right? We just sit back. Well, God will handle. Well, God will get right, and God does handle things. But some things He wants us. It shows how our faith is, how our relationship is, if we will carry out the judgments of God. Okay? He ain't put no. Oh, you got mercy. No, no. This is what you have to do. No matter how you feel, no matter if they're relative or not, they do this. You stone them. Someone like, I can't do it. You have to do it. You're being fault the Most High God. See, and some of us, this is what we understand is how they was doing it like this, but this is what we don't understand. Because we look at our situations and we have all the excuses in the world. Why we gonna cut somebody else? We ain't even stoning people now. But all these other carnal things, right? We allowing sin to be there. That's what we understand about it. He gives you illustrations of what things are against God, and if you now we have that choice if we're going to cut it off from among us, or are we going to entertain it? If you entertain somebody offering their children to Moloch, right? You are what? Keeping that spirit right among you. Some of us are fighting spirits that we didn't particularly was never, dealing with or, had a struggle with. But we allow certain spirit to be there and thrive in there. And these spirits of, darkness, say however you want to identify it, they don't like to stay in the corner. They grow. If you're not killing it, it's growing. Okay? These sins, I mean, they're like a cancer. You can't just let it sit there and say, oh, it's going to get better. No, you have to cut it out. But we don't see these sins that way. And we let it be there and we let it fester until it what? Overrules or overthrows us. Okay. Verse 3. And I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he have given of his seed unto Moloch to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. See, we'll get over. Oh, you saying, don't swear to God, don't swear to God. That's good. Yeah, don't just be swearing to God, right? However, we'll look at that and say, oh, you profane the name because you're using Lord's name in vain. No, these are the things how you can use the Lord's name in vain. This is how you give him a bad name. Things like this. All right. This is how you defile the sanctuary. This is why your prayers don't get answered. This is why you don't have no power. It's these things right here. Okay. So this is where some people get cast out. You'll see some things where he'll say, I'll cut them off. Sometimes they get killed. Sometimes they basically get banished or excommunicated, as we say, excommunicated from Israel. All right. So this is why this was very, very serious. Let's keep going. Anybody have anything in the chat or anything? Nope, I think we're good. All right. Let's do where we have verse
4.
Read verse 4. Read verse 4 and 5 again, because that's kind of connected. I see the hole in there at the end.
And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Moloch, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him to commit whoredom with Moloch from among their people.
Y'all see that, beloved? Do we see that? When you in church, you hear a lot of different things, beloved. You hear a lot of different things, right? On the main ones, you don't want to execute judgment, right? I don't want to say nothing because then I'll be judged. You have all these kind of things, right? But you want to sit in your corner and say, well, it's not me, so I'm fine. I know what's happening there, but it's not me, so I'm fine. I'm over here. Right? Oh, I'm act like I don't really notice that's what's going on. That's against God. Verse 4. And if the people of the land, all right, Israel, do any ways hide their eyes from the man. Okay, who's that man? When he giveth of his seed unto Moloch and kill him not. So now he's saying what? Oh, you are witnessing this act, but you don't want to what? Kill him. Whatever reason you don't want to kill a person, whether it's family, whether it's a certain friend bond you had with them, right? Well, we grew up together. All those kind of things. They're just excuses in the Most High eyes, and he don't care for them. Whatever reason you have is just an excuse, beloved. It's just this flesh, something in our flesh that is not executing the righteousness of
Mhm.
God. I want you to understand there's nothing that you can say get around it because what he's saying. He gives the seed to Moloch and kill him not. Then, listen, if you don't kill this person for doing this, then I will set my face against that man and against his family and will cut him off. Because a lot of people will go and say, well, I'm thinking about my family. This is why I'm going to, suffer certain things. I'm going to allow certain things because I'm thinking about my family. I'm like, you have to read the word of God. If you're thinking about saving your family, beloved, it's always from doing what thus saith the Lord. Anything else is just Satan giving you some mirage to make you feel good about not executing what thus saith the Lord. Right? And I get it. Right? I understand. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna say it because blah blah blah. I'm trying to help them. I want them to see God. And I have all these things. And then, certain scripture, you try to grab them and twist them a certain way to make it. But at the end of the day, what did he tell you? I will set my face against that man, against that family. What that mean, set his face against you? If people don't put these things to heart, the law is where the knowledge is. He is going to set his face against you. Meaning what? When you pray, when somebody so you talking to somebody, what about they just turn their head to you? Right? But they showing that what? I'm not listening to you. I'm not concerned with you. He said, I'm gonna set my face against you. So you over there in whatever you're doing, praying and all that stuff, and you're like, I feel like I'm not getting prayed. Some of y'all, that's a good feeling. Most High trying to let you know, yeah, I'm not. Because my face is what? Against you. Because what? You didn't do what I told you to do. You just like the person that offered the child up. If you there seeing it and not what? Confronting and executing the judgment for it. Some people act like they're patient and all this stuff. Well, I want God to work. No, some people fearful and don't want to execute what thus saith the Lord. We will allow sin to have a stronghold in the congregation because we're scared to execute the judgment of the Lord. Most High didn't give them no option. He said, if you see it, you got to do it. If you don't, now I got a problem with you and your family. So if somebody saying, I'm worried about my family, that's a good thing. We should worry about our family. But if you trying to save them, spare them at whatever fashion, it's about doing what thus saith the Lord, not by being quiet while they're doing their sins. Because this is how easy it is, beloved. We know they have to take hold of what? The commandments of God. We know that's the way you got to do it, right? That's what's going to bring them to what? Christ and all those kind of things. So if you love them, you want to spare them, that's what they have to do. Anything else is not going to help. Okay? Being ignorant and acting like I don't see it is not going to help them. But now, listen to what I'm saying. If you would have just corrected them, edified them, that could have spared, that can still have you in the same, connection with the Most High. He can still hear your prayers. You can still say, Lord, I executed your judgment, because we're not stoning people now. Executed your judgment, have mercy. Open up their eyes. But what? The Most High can be more inclined to, he can hear you in that state because you did what he said. But if you don't do anything to them, guess what? Now they're off. And what's even worse now? You off. And now your family has to what? Pay that bill. So did you help your family? No. Okay. And I want us to get this because, like I said, this was something that I used to wrestle with. I'm going to stay quiet. Now I'm not going to say, right, yeah, blah, blah. And we don't understand that messes us up. Some of us got messed up because we wanted to give mercy to those that the Most High didn't extend mercy to. I won't say it again. Sometimes we get messed up because we're extending mercy whom the Most High did not extend mercy to. And it's a hard pill to swallow. We don't understand the damage of that. We want to deliver people. We think we can do something. It's not about us. If the Most High doesn't open up their understanding, it doesn't matter what you tell them. All right. So once again, read verse 4 again. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when he giveth his seed unto Moloch and kill him not, you don't execute that judgment according to law, then I will set my face against that man, against his family, and will cut him off. And this is what? And all that go whoring after him. Okay. Everybody that want to dibble and dabble in it, you're going to get yourself messed up to commit whoredoms with Moloch from among their people. All right. So you want to go out and do these things? Okay. You want to do them? All right. There's a punishment. Don't go and do these things and then start crying to the Most High God when something happens. No, 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 no. You wanted to be with that. You wanted to be attached to that. Now you got to pay the bill. And this is things we got to think about even with our certain relationships and friendships we have, beloved. Are you willing to correct them? Are you willing to share with them? Okay. All right. Brother Kai, let's no, you read what, 4 and 5? Yeah.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Okay.
And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go at horn after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am Yahweh, your power. That's
Anybody got anything for 6 and 7? Anything for verse 6 or verse 7? The soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirit. All right. It's not a good spirit, beloved. All right. Bad, familiar spirits are bad. All right. So if you turn to that familiar spirit and after wizards to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people. Right. So, beloved, this is very important. We cannot chase after familiar spirits. We cannot go after anything that's not like God. All right? Keep saying, I'm going to what? Set my face against them. I'm going to cut them off from my people. Why do you think the Most High is talking about cutting people off from among his people? You think he's cutting people off? Do y'all think, what kind of act y'all think that is? Y'all think it's a hateful act? Vengeance act? Why is he talking about cutting somebody off from among his people when they do certain things like this? What do y'all think the point of that is? Hey, Brother Kai?
Because you know the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But the reason why he cut them off, or he want us to cut them off, our forefathers, is because others can get carried away with others, dissimulation and hypocrisy. You know what I mean? So if we begin to see other people commit sin, we think it's okay with it, and we begin to become desensitized to it. So, get that person up out of there. You know what I mean? Because people very feeble-minded. Just like when we see leaders doing certain things, of course, we being children or whatever in the faith, we think it's okay because this person is a godly person. So that's why I believe the Most High want us to weed those, people about it there, because it's going to affect others. I do.
What's that? Cut it out. Let me ask me, cut it out from him. All right. Cut him off from his people.
Right.
And we don't even connect certain things. Matter of fact, Brother Kai, can you find the one where I offend you? Put it out. Let's get to that. So when we look at
right, I offend thee.
Yep, that one.
Okay, Matthew 5 and 29 to 30.
So we'll get that. No, you good. Hold that for me. So when we look at this, beloved, I told you, like, sin is like almost like a cancer and things of that nature. It's going to keep growing. It don't stay stagnant. It's growing. It's progressive, right? Only way sometimes to do this is what? Cutting it out. to what? Preserve the rest of the body. All right. I talk about we're a community, we're a nation. I'm trying to get to understand it's supposed to be a group thing. Don't let one bad apple mess the rest up. It's better to what? Cut that bad apple off. Only in these what? Sometimes these wicked denominations, these wicked places, beloved, they don't do it that way. God loves us all. Yes, he does. God loves us. He wants us to come to him and all those kind of things. However, there are those that does not intend to seek the Most High God. This is not the place for those that don't tend to seek the Most High God. Oh, you saying it just have to be perfect people? No, people that's striving to be complete or perfect in him. But if you don't want to serve the Most High, yeah, you're going to be doing these things. And guess what? That kind of spirit is going to, what? It usually, that spirit, I won't say hop or jumps on people, right? But it'll be something where you look at it and others will go like, oh, well, you like that. I'm seeing it. Like I'm saying, people, our eyes is a way that we learn, beloved. So you see people offering the Moloch and things happening, you're going to get some of the children looking at that and someone like, you know what, I would do that too. So the Lord trying to purge all that kind of stuff out there. And some of the churches, beloved, some of them started off good. I ain't saying they had everything right, but they start off with good principles trying to really serve the Most High. And sometimes they allow a sin to happen. Then you see it just get progressive. Just get progressive, beloved. That's how it goes. It's not nothing new. The Most High knows that. No, you're not going to save it. All you're going to do, keeping that around, is destroy the rest. And look at it. You can look around, beloved. You keep that bad apple around, usually it gets somebody else. Right? So even when it comes to the congregation, right? I'm talking about leadership and everything, there's certain things, beloved. Some, you got a defiant spirit, out of order spirit and everything, and don't want to submit to it, you might have to go. Okay? And it's not because God hates. Because people look at it as, oh, the God of the Old Testament, he's hateful God, he's a vengeful God, all that. No, he's doing that because he what? He loves his people. This is why I said we have to change that perception of what we deem as hate and love. He loved the body, he loved the nation of Israel. I'm not going to let this destroy the whole body. That's not wise. So the cutting off isn't a thing of hate, it's a thing of love. If I got blood, family, whatever, coming here and they was going to be, spewing certain things, doing, busybody work and all that stuff, and I just allowed to happen, you know what I'm going to say, God mercy, I'm going to be merciful, all that stuff. No, I'm not loving the body then. Because this one thing can corrupt. Beloved, it takes one to corrupt. All right? So this is why this was in the scriptures, all right? The Most High was showing us how to deal with certain things. Some things cannot be salvaged, all right? Some things got to just be removed, okay? And once again, when they remove, you can still pray for them, all right? But you ain't going to go in here and contaminate. You want to, nope, we gotta, what we just do, we gotta quarantine you. You at least stay out there. All right. And then when you serious about serving the Most High God, then you come back in the fold. All right. All right. But the Kyle, was that Matthew's 5 or 6?
5 and 29.
All right. Matthew's 5, and let's go to verse. So you can tell Christ was taught from his father. They even speak the same language. Let's go to verse 20. Yeah, 29. 29. We'll start there.
And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it.
I'm sorry, brother God. Let's go to 27. Let's go to 27.
Ye have heard that it was said of them by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart.
All right. So those that saying Christ went in there and loosened the law, or made the law, null and void and everything like that. If you read him, I'm saying read what he's teaching. There's no way you got to that. I'm telling you right now, it's somebody that taught that to you. You didn't come up with that. Somebody taught that to you. Because he's saying, listen, the law is saying, if you thou shalt not commit adultery. All right, as you're doing the act, right? You're doing the act. He said, but I say unto you, listen what he's saying. Let's see if this sounds like destroying it or actually making it tighter. All right, make it worse. That whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart. That sound like he's destroying it? Or he's making it known to say, listen, y'all thought it was just you sleeping with the person that's committed adultery. I'm telling you, you over there lusting in your eyes. You don't even have to touch her. You already committing adultery in your heart. That's not destroying it. That's making it even, more of a spiritual thing, more revelation to, wow, that's what committing adultery is dealing with. You don't even have to touch her. That would be worse. At least with the misconception, because really that's what the law of Moses was really getting with, that Christ is bringing out. But at least on the carnal level, what you thought committing adultery was just, oh, as long as I don't touch her, I'm good. I can do whatever. I just can't, do the final act. But Christ showing you, no, 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 no. You don't understand. This thing's a spiritual law. Okay? So yes, the act uses the manifestation of committing adultery. But the inception, the seed of it started with what? The desire to what? Sleep with her in your heart. So sin starts here. And then what? It be manifested. Some people get caught up on the manifestation, but you better be caught up on the inception of it. You got to pluck that out. All right, get that out. All right, nonetheless, let's keep going. Verse 29.
And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell.
Hey, it went right over people's heads, right? It's better that what? He said, because he said your right eye offend you, your right eye causing you problems, saying take it out, cast it from you, take it away from you. Now think about what we're reading Moses and think about what Christ is teaching right here. This ain't nothing new. I have to tell you, a lot of stuff he's teaching ain't nothing new per se, if you understand the law. The same thing. All right? Because what's the principle? For it is profitable. Listen, it's profitable for thee that one member shall perish. All right? And not that the whole body basically shall perish. What he's saying? Sometimes, let's say you got 10 fingers, right? This pinky over here is going to offend. Okay? He's understanding this pinky, if you don't deal with this, it's going to cause his whole body to get messed up. It's better to take this pinky out and cast it out than what? Than the whole body be destroyed. It's better when that cancer happens. Sometimes they say, you got to cut this off so it don't what? Go over the whole body. Diabetes, they talk about, your feet turning black and everything. They say, ah, man, it gets so bad. They say, you got to cut it off so it won't take over the whole body. Okay? This is how sin is. All right? I know preachers are now switching up like, oh, see the old school, they would just be hard on sin and doing this stuff and everything. But now I got the Spirit of God and he showed me this revelation and now we just grabbing it. They just lying. See, the old school was on the spirit. They was trying to do what thus saith the Lord. This new school just leaning to their own understanding, going to get everybody in hell. That's why they allow every kind of spirit that's against God in the church and just letting it dwell there. All right? Beloved, now don't get it wrong. I'll let people listen and do all that, whatever. But there's certain things you ain't even gonna be saying in the congregation. If you got certain things, now you stay quiet and listen. But they're promoting these kind of spirits to be leading the choir, be leading the praise, be doing all these kind of things, teaching all these kind of things. No, scriptures do not approve of that at all. Okay, but if somebody want to listen that's struggling, absolutely, they can do that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna make sure we got that. They can listen and do those things. But there's even some things, beloved, that they won't even be able to sit physically with us. No, there are certain things you will not be able to. And not because I hate them, it's because I love the body. All right? You got to understand it that way. Because devil will try to twist it. Oh, it's because they hate they hate that person. That's why they twist. No, 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 no. We love the body. Okay? So when you look at this, beloved, once again, Profit for thee that one member should perish, not the whole body should be cast out. So where do you get that? Where did that teaching, right? Where did it come from? The law says what? It's better that you cut that person off. He want to deal with Moloch. Cut that person off. Then what? Everybody else being influenced by that spirit. This happened all the time with Israel. Before they got into idolatry, they will go repent, cry back, get back to God, and then it will what? Go right back into idolatry or whatever. How did it get that way? You had somebody in there doing it. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing to them for whatever reason. Then somebody else picking that up. Then somebody else picking it up. Then you be like, dang, how do we get to now we all doing it? Is how this happened? Because of this. All right. That's why I say sometimes our mercy, not God's mercy, our mercy does more destruction than good. We think we're preserving, but our mercy gets more people destroyed. This is why I said lean not to your own understanding. Well, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my mother, that's my father. I get it. Are they worth taking out the whole congregation? Hopefully that should be a simple answer. No. Okay. So think about preserving the whole body, then to what? Spare one member. And this is what Christ's talking about. In this hell, anybody know what this hell is dealing with? Is this little fun fact. All right. This hell is not dealing with what you've been taught in your churches. This is dealing with a certain place. All right. Hell is a place where they'll go and burn things up. Okay. So he's telling you the same thing, send it to a place that get destroyed. Right. There's an actual place. I think it's like Gehenna, I think the word is, but you have to look at the Greek to see the word. All right. But all right, let's go back to Leviticus 20. All right. Let's go back to Leviticus 20. Everybody good? Everybody understand what I'm saying? Okay. Hope we get it, beloved. All right. And this is why it's good to understanding that we're walking through these things, because a lot of when we don't understand what somebody's doing, right, it can come off a certain way. It can be spun a certain way. Okay. So I want y'all to understand this is why it's so important, even with leadership, all right, to have righteous leadership and executing righteous judgment. All right. Because a lot of times people don't realize when you slack and all that stuff, it can destroy the whole body. All right. So I want you to understand if it came to that, hopefully Lord's willing don't, but it does happen. You will understand it's out of love and not because of hate. Okay. We don't have no personal thing with anybody, so we don't hate anybody regardless. All right. But if it's have to be executed, it's because we understand that we don't want the wrath of God to come upon us. All right, from not doing what he says. All right, Brother Kai, sanctify yourselves, all right? Another word for sanctify is like set apart, all right? So set apart yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, once again, for I am Yahweh your God, all right? What did Christ come on the scene saying? Be ye holy like your what? Father in heaven's holy. Same message, okay? Same message. Volume of the book, right? Come in the volume of the book. So we have to sanctify ourselves. We have to set ourselves apart. All right. 8 and 9. Unless somebody has something, let me make sure. Sometimes I don't be checking the chat. I don't see no hands raised. All right. Nobody got anything? We'll keep going.
And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh which sanctify you. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He hath cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him.
Read the next one.
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
All right. So, verse 9, for everyone that curseth his father or mother shall be surely put to death. All right. There was no exception to that rule. All right. You do it, you be put to death. All right. He have caused his mother, he have cursed his father or his mother, his blood should be upon him. So he's saying that's on that child. Okay. So when you got that, there's rules when like a child is unruly, you'll bring him to the elders and things of that nature. But that's a certain spirit that get on it where, and sometimes that spirit can come because you're not executing judgment. Once again, right? You thought it was cute when your child was doing this and back talking all that stuff, and like, oh, you laughing instead of what? Disciplining your child. And now that undisciplined child is what? Now he's manifesting your lack of discipline. And now become more than you can handle. And when that child is very, you understand the dynamics of it, you are their first form of leadership, love with your family. So when that child is being disrespectful and everything to you, you think they're going to learn that they feel like everybody. Oh, you hear kids, you ain't my mom, you ain't my daddy. Now they're saying that to say you ain't my boss, or you don't tell me what to do. I don't got to submit to you. But if they're not submitting to their family, then it's going to be an unruly person. Unruly child, a lot of times they'll go into an unruly adult. Okay? So this is why he'll have these things. And this was something that was starting to be tampered with. This was a few weeks ago we went to it, right? When Christ was dealing with it. You say when they curse mother and father, they'll be blessed or whatever. That ain't what the law says. But they were starting to do it. For whatever reason, beloved, it's a real live account. To say some of the stuff that we're dealing with, beloved, it's not because people don't know what they're supposed to do. It's not executing it. Some things, ignorance. I don't get really mad at ignorance, right? You don't know. It's the thing of we knew and we're not executing it. Right? He ain't wiping out Israel because they didn't know about certain things. No, you can bring enlightenment to somebody. You can correct that. But if you just refuse to do it, that's disobedience. Well, I can't do nothing because whatever I give you, you're just not going to do it. Totally different. Okay. So that's why the death and the blood shall be upon him. What does that mean? That blood's going to be upon that child. That ain't your fault. All right. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall be put to death. And this is where the problem with Christ. Remember when I go with why didn't Christ sign that off? They always say, oh, this is where Christ is changing the law. No. It says the adulterer and adulteress shall be put to death. Not just the woman. You need the what? get that adulterer too. See, Christ is not about fulfilling part of the one you want to do. If you want to do what thus saith the Lord, do what he says all the way. We're not doing half. We're not doing most of it. You don't get brownie points from Most High. That's disobedience. If you ain't bringing both parties, you're being disobedient. He don't want the one. But this is what Israel will do and try to be slick and thinking God is shining his love, and we just on point, and we're doing things like that. Okay. So, and once again, beloved, important part why Christ died. You understand this? Because there was nothing in there about mercy or anything with these laws. Right? You do this, you get killed, you get destroyed, right? So there's a big thing when we look at some of these, it's not to, oh my God, these are the laws, oh my God, so many things you do wrong. But also when you're reading this should give you a sense of praise, beloved. Because we can realize that, damn, we don't deserve to be where we at right now. We don't deserve to be called to the Most High. We don't deserve to be servants of the Most High God, right? This is supposed to humble us and make us appreciate this opportunity, because a lot of people don't feel like it's an opportunity. I get to serve God when I get to it. They don't really care. But when you understand, the more understanding I have of these things, of how filthy I was, I know I was bad, but I didn't know, I was terrible when it comes to these things. It made me look and say, you know what, Michael, we got to rip up everything you know. You got to start off from the ground up and have God build you up. Because according to the law, out of us deserve death. And this is what Paul talks about. You got to look at this thing like you've been redeemed from death. You got to restart. It's going to be game over. He gave you a restart. He gave you an extra life. What you going to do with it? You going to do the same things that got you cut off the first time? That should have gave you death the first? Is that what you're going to do with the extra life? Or are you going to what? Serve the Most High in the purest of heart, with humbleness, and show that, Lord, you didn't give me this opportunity for nothing. I realized that. I'm going to give you everything I have. And that's how we're supposed to be, beloved. He's got everything we have. And I'll get a little psychotic with it because I realized, like, you know what? I used to go above and beyond when I like my certain thing, in sports and things of that nature. Go above and beyond. Right? When I'm tired, I still have to go to practice, those kind of things. Things was an inconvenience, I'll still do it because I loved it. It wasn't so many excuses why it don't matter what it is, I gotta get there. I gotta get to practice if I want to play. And I loved it, so I'll just do it. So when it comes to this, I know the standard of when I love something. So if I'm really saying I love God, he's the top, think about how I'm going to feel then. Yeah, I can be tired on Fridays. Like everybody, I can be tired. But just like I was dedicated with something else, that didn't stop me. Okay? So what is our dedication? Do we really love God? And you don't got to say nothing. People can see when you love God because everything around you is going to be what? Cultivated around him. Right? All right. I know I'm going a little bit off track. Sorry about that. Let's go to verse 12 and 13. Like I said, if you have anything I'm going to add to it, please, unmute yourself, put your hand up, chat, whatever. All right. Remember, this is our class, so I want to hear if people got something.
Let's keep going. Did I read 11?
Yes, you read 10 and 11.
Okay. All right. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion, their blood shall be upon them. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. Mm-hmm.
Should be straightforward. All right. Cannot lie, man. You cannot lie with your daughter-in-law. All right. Your son's wife. All right. That should be plain. All right. But if that happened, they should surely be put to death. All right. They don't care. They don't care about the tears, all that. Nope. Got to put them to death. Because what are they doing? They have wrought confusion. And it's not about themselves. They already been, confused doing that. But what? Everybody else, beloved. Like I said, this thing is about others getting contaminated with this. All right. But their blood, when you kill them, the blood's going to be what? On them. It ain't on you. Meaning you're not taking ownership of that fault. That's on them. Okay, for what they did. Man also lied with mankind. He lied with woman. All right, we should know about that. Homosexuality. Man cannot be with man. Woman cannot be with woman. All right. Both of them have committed abomination. Put to death. Blood is on them. It's on them. All right. You don't have to take ownership for that stuff, beloved. That is on them. As we see how far, we look around, beloved. Obviously, very far from the commands. We see it. And they get emboldened it too. All right. Back in the day, people was quiet with it. You'll see certain things, and they might be a little sweet, but they wasn't but now it's like it's right in front of your face. They being proud with all those things. Okay. But us, beloved, we don't do these acts and we don't promote these acts. Okay? Because there's a judgment for what? Doing it. There's also a judgment for what? Promoting it. All right? If nobody got anything, we'll keep going. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, Kyle, before we go there. This is why, beloved, you'll see a lot of stuff coming about. But there's no way something happened like it seemed like it was only, one out of every, maybe 50, 60, been homosexual. And now it's like a 1 to 20 ratio or 1 to 10 ratio, How did it progress so quickly? Like, it's just like a generation or two that happened. How did it go from one end all the way to the other end? Right? A lot of times because of what? Things he's talking about. You allow it, and what? Now you see the influence going around. We don't know the power of influence. Okay? But just like wickedness can have that influence, righteousness also can have that influence. This is why when you have children, those that nature, it's very important who you yield them to. Right? You have to be that filter. You have to be that guide and protector for them. So just keep that in mind, beloved. A lot of things, even the TV is one of the biggest culprits. A lot of things people tried, experienced everything, they've seen it from somewhere. All right. That's the inception. They've seen it, pondered it, and sometimes the flesh says, you know what, I want to try that. I want to see how that is. It's by the Most High try to wipe these things out because some of us can't deal with temptation, if anything. Okay. Now, people can still dive into it, but you try to eliminate and do the most you can do, beloved. All right. You train up the child in the way they should go. But yes, at the end of the day, someone can make those decisions. Okay. And if they do, you need to have the peace of mind that you did all that you can do. All right. You train them up. That's all you can do. You can train a child up the perfect manner of the law. They still have the choice if they want to, go to sin. So don't blame yourself for that. But you have that peace of mind. Don't blame yourself. Nope. They have that choice. They got that God-given right. All right. But while they're under your roof and everything, you stand and you make sure it's the way of the Lord. But once they go and they do whatever, that blood is not on you. It's on them. And they know better. And you should not take no guilt of that. Okay. That's another trick of the enemy. You don't take guilt for that. You tell them what's right and wrong, and that's where you go. Now, when they go out and they get caught up in that foolishness, right? I know it can hurt because you're child, but you need to have peace of mind that this is what I try to spare you from. Right? I was telling you no to drugs, but you wanted to go out there and experience disobedience to your parents. And now look where it got you. Okay? But you also want to plant that seed so they know when they go on, oh my God, it's my parents telling me not to, maybe I need to consider, I need to get back to, at least they have what? That source, you. But you got to stay in righteousness. Don't go out there and get contaminated with them and what they're doing. You got to stand where you're at so they can be drawn to you. But a lot of us are dimming our light so we can be conformed to the sin or the sinners. No, you let your light shine. You stay in righteousness and holiness. They're supposed to come to you. All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai.
And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast.
So this one, you're getting burnt, right? A lot of people only think the witches get burned at the stake, right? But no, a man want I want the mom and the daughter, right? It's wickedness. He said, nope, you're going to burn them, right? I don't know exactly why you want to burn them instead of stone them, but I'm sure it's a great reason. You might probably want to purge that whole thing out, okay? So, in line with beasts, be put to death, all right? Why is he saying? People are like, oh man, people don't be sleeping with beasts. Yes, they do, okay? He's saying this because this is what people were doing, all right? These nations do some nasty stuff. And some of us, you start, looking and seeing this stuff, and some of us start getting caught up in some of this crap. All right. But yes, people were doing it. But let's keep reading. We'll figure it out. 16.
And if a man approach unto any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing. And they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity.
All right. So we have once again, 15 was talking about a man lying with a beast. 16 was talking about the woman lying with the beast. Okay. So you're going to kill them, and you're going to kill what? The animal. People realize that. Why do you think he's telling you to kill the animal? Because something's going to get messed up with them as well. Okay? There's certain times Most High will say, okay, you get the spoils of war. Sometimes he say, nope, burn this stuff up, kill the animals. Nope, we take it all out. All right? Because now they got a certain spirit, and you done put a spirit of confusion in them. And a lot of times they be showing you this, oh, these animals are, they go in both ways. Now you done messed and tamper with them. Whether you've been injecting them and doing all kind of stuff, you're playing with them sexually, you doing stuff to manipulate and mess them up. That's why they're doing that act. They weren't natural. That dog ain't naturally going up there and trying to jump on another male dog and they trying to have a romance. No, they don't do that. You done tamper with them and change their nature up. And that's why they'll do some defiled acts like that. And that's why God's saying, yeah, you got to kill the beast too. All right. Giving mercy to the animal too. Right. Kill the beast. And then the next part, a man lying, I'm sorry, man to take his sister, his father's daughter, right? And we should see example like that because David, not David himself, but his son, all right? And remember with his daughter, he just had to have her, right? That lust was that he had to have her and he slept with her and then hated her, right? You could tell the spirit was upon him, okay? So when you look at that, you see he was guilty of it. Now, David didn't execute judgment and kill his son, but guess what? Oh, that son died. And that was by the hands of his other son. All right, that's Absalom. And Absalom waited, but he caught him. All right. And that was, I don't know the perfect way to say how he did it, but the final thing of when he killed him is executing judgment. Yeah, he deserved to die. It should have even go to Absalom. They knew what he did at it. He should have got killed. Okay. But like I said, the Bible shows the good, bad, ugly. It shows you people, doing certain things, and that rocked the boat a little bit. That Absalom had to do it, but had to be done. All right, and Most High did allow it to happen. Let's keep going. Nobody have anything? Nobody have anything? All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai.
If a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness, he have discovered her fountain, and she have uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both of them shall be cut off from among their people. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor thy father's sister, for he uncovereth his near kin, they shall bear their iniquity.
Anybody got anything for 18 and 19? All right. So once again, we kind of some of these things we should know that we already kind of dealt with a few chapters ago as well. All right. So once again, you do not go on there, uncover her nakedness, like sleeping with her, and discovered her fountain. All right. Fountain of her what? It goes to specific. In case you was wondering, uncover the fountain of her blood. All right. That happens, both of them shall be cut off from among the people. Right? Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, right? Nor the father's sister, so your aunt, okay? Can't be sleeping with your aunt. For he uncovered his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity, right? So they should be cut off from that as well, right? So, we talk about the sexual the sexual acts and fornication that was in chapter 18, I believe it was, right? It gave you some of these details as well. All right. So rehearsing some of those acts. And let's keep going. Let's keep going. Verse 20.
And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. Salaki, hold on for 1 second.
All right. So we'll talk about that one. If a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, all right, that's his aunt. He have uncovered his uncle's nakedness. I want you to understand that because when we talk about the lesson dealing with, it's called what's that lesson called? I forgot what I called it. It might be like, are you covered? It might be something like that, if memory serves me correctly. All right. But we talked about, the man and how he's a covering for his wife and, the children, things of that nature, and how the Bible talks about that dynamic, right? So when you say people, husband, wife belongs to husband, people take that all wrong and everything. But that's what that oneness is about. All right. So what you do to her, you do to him. Okay. They are connected. They are one. So he's saying, if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he have uncovered his uncle's nakedness. Right? Why he said, no, I didn't uncover my uncle. No, I mess with the aunt. No, but the aunt is what? Supposed to be one with the uncle. So like you uncovered his nakedness. Okay. So it's just certain things. I'm gonna say language of the Bible, but yes, some of the Bibles have to understand what that's dealing with. So that's why I say his uncle nakedness is not that he tampered with the uncle, right? But you're dealing with the wife, so it directly goes with them. Same thing as your father's sister, all that kind of stuff is that mixing and you still dealing with the whoever they're under and things of that nature. Right. So very, very important to understand these things as well. Okay. So, but a lot of us do understand this already. Right. It says they shall bear their sins. All right. So both of them going to be responsible for what they did and what they shall die childless. Right? Okay. I don't know if Brother Kai's back, so I'll read till he
I'm
gets
back, bro.
back. Oh, you back? All right.
Oh.
Let's keep going. Verse 21. Verse 21.
And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness, they shall be childless. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land, whether I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out.
Mhm. All right. Stop there. All right. So once again, the brother's wife, you don't got to keep going to it. Y'all should know that. All right. You have done uncovered the brother's nakedness, they shall be childless. All right. So verse 22 is important. I didn't even get the preach. I should have got the precept for it. Just read that verse 22 again as well. Read it.
Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land, whether I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out.
All right. So when you look at this, beloved, all right. So once again, we have to keep what? All statutes, all the judgments, and do them. Right. We got to execute them. Now it says that the land, all right, he is dealing with the land. Remember, they're in this wilderness traveling there. A lot of them getting purged out right in the wilderness to get to the land. Okay. That can be kind of a foreshadow of something deeper, but we won't go into it today. But when you look at it, that land is special to the Most High God. I know people discard it. All right. It says that the land, whether I bring you to dwell therein, we should all know that, right? The promised land or Jerusalem. Okay. Make it clear, Jerusalem. When we look at Jerusalem, and it says what? Which I bring you should dwell there and spew you not out. So that land, he's saying that land will what? Spew you out. It'll spit you out. It'll discard you if what? You not doing what you're supposed to do in that land. I'm teaching you this to teach you how you can be in that land and dwell in that land. All right. But if you don't do what I'm saying, that land is going to spew you out. Now, before we got that land, the land was occupied. The Most High is saying because they weren't doing the things that were right, they're getting out of it. How they're getting out of it, he's bringing us in there and we're taking them right out. But he's saying, listen, if you don't do what's right, you're not executing stuff. I'm going to take you out of it too. All right. So you're going to see that people can come in, come out. All right. But it was designed for us. He gave us the laws that we be able to dwell there. And if we would have did what thus saith the Lord, doing these things, we would have stayed there. The only reason we got out there is because what? We stopped doing what thus saith the Lord. There was no nation, no power. I know there was nothing in the world that could get us out of Jerusalem except ourselves. We will have to be destroyed from within. It wouldn't be an outside power that would do it. Okay. Same thing today, beloved. A lot of times things are destroyed from within. Okay. If we be destroyed, beloved, it's something from within. It's not the outside that will do it. Okay. But this is dealing, I'm saying specifically with the land. All right. With that land of Jerusalem. There is scripture for it, but like I said, maybe I even touch a lesson maybe one time and talk a little bit about it. All right. But he's saying the land will spew you out if you're not doing these things. Right. So you put a little sanctification on that land. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah.
And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. But I said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give
Mhm.
it unto you to possess it. And then that floweth with milk and honey, I am Yahweh your power, which have separated you from the other people.
Read, read that verse 23 again, Brother Kai. I want y'all to hear this, beloved.
And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you. For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
So, what nation is he talking about? He's not talking about Egypt. He talking about Egypt. Listen, I don't want y'all doing the things y'all picked up in Egypt. But he also giving us to say what? Ye should not walk in the manners of the nations which I cast out before you. All right. He's going to be casting out people as well, right? When he got, I told you, Jerusalem occupied. They ain't giving up, they ain't just giving up Jerusalem. Because somebody's saying, I want to be here now. All right. But they committed things, and they going to what? For they committed all these things. Therefore, listen, I abhorred them. I hated them because they're doing these things. So if you are not doing these things, the Most High looking at, I hate them, and that's why I'm taking them out. Okay. So it's the doing of the commandments that gave you the favor that what? He won't hate you. Okay. Which will in turn be what? Love. If you love me, you'll keep my commandments. What you got, Brother Kai?
Yeah, the nations is in Deuteronomy 7:1. It's the
Mm-hmm.
7 nations.
Yep.
Not to cut you off, beloved.
No. It's good. Some people probably don't even know the nations specifically, but you can read it.
And got the note. It says, when Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Well, we know it's the hand of the Most High that took them out. In fact, read verse 2. Read verse 2.
And when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them.
This is where he had to, beloved. They're going to mess it up. You're going to destroy them. He's saying what? I know you're going to want to, but you don't show no mercy to them. And we can go to it, but this is where you're talking about don't be married, don't give your sons to marry. Nah, we ain't doing no intermingling marriage with them. Nope. Why? Because they were doing things as already thus saith the Lord. That's what's getting kicked out in the first place. So no, that's it. Okay. We don't want to ever get to the point where the Most High don't want to have mercy upon us. He's just going to take us out. All right. We don't want him to tread his mercy. All right. You read 25, right?
Let's see. Um,
You
yeah, I
can,
believe so. Yes.
so that's just dealing with, like I said, dietary law. I put it different. He said, ye shall therefore. Okay. He
No, I
already
didn't read
different.
25. I didn't read 25.
Oh, okay, then good. All right, 25. 25.
Okay, all right.
So hold on. Verse 24. Ye shall inherit the land, right? So we talk about inheritance, mean what? Us and ours, we're receiving it. All right. Even though the Most High already knew this was going to happen, right? We're going to inherit that land, and I will give it unto you to possess it. See, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you, a land that flowed with milk and honey. So you understand flow with milk and honey. We deal with a lot of milk. Definitely, you think in the natural sense with cattle, milk. Also honey. You have to have certain vegetation and certain things that promote honey and everything. So basically, it's a prosperous land. It's a good land, and that's key to when you are trying to get a land, beloved. You want to have good natural resources. You don't want to pollute it and things like that. So he's saying, I'm giving you to this land, and this land is flowing with milk and honey. So think of those times, we got cattle and all this stuff. You bring it all there, you're going to be good. It's going to be everything you need. Okay. All right. What you got, Brother Kai?
Yeah, I just want to point out in verse 23, you know how everybody say, oh, if you ain't Israel, the Most High hate you, he don't deal with you, just acting like, it's just the Most High is all about Israel and he all about his people. But the reason why he hate, other nations, is because they was doing the things in that land, that's why he hate them, not because they are not Israel, is because they committing such abominable acts, bestiality and all type of lewd things they was doing. That's why he hate them, sleeping with his creation and things of that nature, sacrificing their children to the fire, in the fire. Even though they are not of the seed of Israel, it's still not permissible for them to do such things. And I'm pretty sure at one point in time, these people had a conscience and they knew they was doing wrong, but they still kept doing it. And then they became numb to sin at the end of the day. So I just wanted to point that out, beloved. He hate them because they was doing the things that wasn't morally right. Are you?
No, that's a beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. A lot of people miss that point. And I love you said it. Look what they're doing to his creation.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to think about that. Y'all make something, then something's trying to defile your creation
Right.
with these acts. And personally, you're trying to destroy it. I mean, Israel got the same thing. He said, if you ain't doing it, what he say? I'm gonna cut you off. Okay, it's the same thing. Ain't the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? So we have to understand what I understand. We have to understand God. Don't just listen to what people say.
Mm-hmm.
Understand the message that God is trying to give his beloved.
Right.
So people get caught up on it. Don't get caught up on that and be you're gonna be misguided and messed up. Look what you're doing to his creation. No matter who's defiling it, you're defiling his creation. That's a serious offense.
Mm-hmm.
And we seeing that what? He don't take it lightly. All right. All right. Great point, brother guy. Great point.
Praise Most High.
Yeah, we can finish it up. We can finish it up.
Verse 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. And man also, or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them.
All right. Very important. Verse 25, we know Leviticus 11 breaks down the unclean and clean. All right. So you need to go there to understand it. All right. You'll need to go back to understand the clean and unclean. All right. This is very important because, see, certain writers will say certain things, you just have to understand it. Right. All say certain things like this. People are like, oh, yeah, clean. They just thinking they might be looking at other things. Oh, well, there's certain animals that wash themselves and some that don't. That's supposed to be the clean, unclean. No. You have to go to what they're dealing with. All right. This is why the law is so important. Because someone will say certain things like this. They're not there to teach you. You have to have the understanding already. Or if you don't, you need to go back to what? The elementaries of the laws and everything and understand what they're dealing with. Okay. So yes, we understand that, the clean, unclean. It says what? And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts. You telling me about what I eat, God could be. Yes, that's what he said. I didn't say you'd be abominable by beast. Mother Michael didn't care what it was. None of us care what we just ate it. But he says it will make you abominable by beast. So we got to take it out. He didn't ask about how somebody felt about it. He didn't ask about what's of it. This is what makes you abominable by beast. All right. Or foul and everything else. All right. That's what he said, which I have separated from you as unclean. So see, I'm taking this as he's talking to me. He's talking to the people of God. I separated this for you. I'm not I'm not ready to argue people that don't think they of God. They don't want to do things of God. He didn't separate that from them. They doing all that kind of abominable stuff. But you that come to serve the Most High God, he said he separated for you. Do you understand it? Sometimes people argue with certain things. All right, if you feel that, okay. But for his people, what he delivered to us, he separated for us. Okay? And ye shall be holy unto me. Why is he saying that? He's separate because he wants everything. He wants that difference. I want people to know that it's different. We don't eat the same. We don't talk the same. We don't walk the same. He's doing that for a reason. We try to blend in and try to connect. No, he's saying, I'm giving you these things so it be black and white. All right. I want you to know clearly when it's my people, when it's not. So I said these churches did a bad thing with doing all this mixing and stuff. People don't know what's right. So this is why they blend it like that. It's supposed to be a clear separation. They come in, man. This is different from what I'm used to. I know. I'm glad. I'm glad it's different. Usually, teachers have this one verse and just start talking everything, just giving their stories. I know. It's supposed to be a clear difference. It's supposed to, because the thing is, you doing it different, you're gonna get way different results. A lot of us got a manipulated spirit, right? A spirit that's trying to copy the real thing, an artificial spirit. It's a difference when you run into the real thing. And that's only going to come from what? The truth of God. All right? When we dealing with the truth, it's going to be different. That's why your prayers not going to, it ain't going to, I always say it ain't going to hit the roof. It ain't going to hit the ceiling, your prayers, when you deal with that wickedness. But when you doing what thus saith the Lord, now your prayers can go up. That's the design, beloved. All right? We desire to be separated from the world. Our Father designed and gave us these things to be separated from the world. If everything you're doing is mixing with the world, then guess what, beloved? You're of the world. Don't desire to fit in with them, beloved. When your God designed you and put these laws and things in your heart, the spirit of Him in you to separate from the world. Okay? I know it can maybe feel weird, feel out of place, right? Might feel like people judge you all this. Listen, this is why you have to only see Him. Don't worry about everything else. Just see Him. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything? All right. That was the last verse of the chapter. All right. That was Leviticus chapter 20. Leviticus chapter 20. Hopefully we did learn something, got something from it. And like always, I feel like no matter how much I read, I always get something from the reading. So we thank the Most High God, and the Son, the master teachers. All right, we thank God for that He opened up our understanding to serve Him. Okay, and as long as we continue to want to serve Him, He will continue to open up our understandings that we can serve Him, because we don't know how to serve Him. How can we know how to serve such an awesome God, such a God with that sums up wisdom, power, knowledge, and everything, right? How do we know how to serve a God like that? Only through His wisdom and knowledge and Him open up our minds can we serve Him. So we thank the Most High God for being merciful with us, all right, being long suffering with us, showing the true fruits of the Spirit, that we can be worthy servants of Him. Okay, and that's such a beautiful title, to be a servant of the Most High God, to be a child of the Most High God. There's no greater title than that. That's the only title we should be running for. That's the only title I'm running for, to be a child of the Most High God. Right. So, beloved, we will end it there. All right. Those that are watching on YouTube, right, we're going to bid you a farewell. All right. And Lord's willing, we'll see you tomorrow at